Kakak kenapa nggak puasa? Lagi mens. Kamu naik motor Supra apa nggak mau? Orang chat jadi penasaran Kak, tapi nggak tahu pada nggak sanggup kali ya. Kenapa nggak mau? Ya nggak mau aja. Aku kan pilihan sendiri. Aku nggak mau. Minimal yang bikin nyaman, mobil kayak gitu aja. Mending cuek daripada friendly Kak. Tapi mulutku memang friendly, saya aja. Kalau buat yang kayak apa namanya sampai gitu lah, aku bajuku terbuka, tapi aku tuh kayak gak mau. Harus lihat dulu cowoknya kayak gimana. Kalau dia mau tubuhku, aku juga mau uangmu. Kalau dia mau hatiku, aku juga mau semuanya dari dia. Aduh sakit. Tap. Kalau tubuh kakak maksudnya berkecukupan ke kakak gitu, iyalah langsung gratis. Gak mau aku jadi cewek gratisan. Sebulan minimal berapa emang? Aku sebulan 50 juta juga cukup. Kakaknya kan Amerika. Nah ya kayak kakak bulanan aku aja sendiri 30-40 habis itu. Sebulan 50 juta. Oh ya Kak, Bali ya sih, Bali Kak? Enggak, aku ya standar sih. Ya sendiri aja aku segitu, apalagi kalau aku dipacari harus bisa aku ngasih aku ke diri sendiri. Kayak misalkan aku sendiri bisa 50, tiba-tiba ada cowok aku jadi per bulannya 5 juta, kayak gak mau aku anjir. Aja dapat orang Cina itu sebulan 8 rupiah. Apalagi Cina, tapi Cina pun atau pribumi pun sama aja, dia perempuan. Nggak mau lah kita dikasih murah, abang. Kita aja ngasih dunianya ke abang. Masa abang ngasih kita cuma-cuma gitu, nggak boleh lah kayak gitu. Kok bisa giling sekali Kak? Sekali ya? Apa? Nggak mau. Kenapa nanya juling? Atau mereka lebih suka baju tinggi dan smart? Maksudnya yang tombrut itu bodoh gitu. Bisa, tapi gitu dulu. tipe kakak ini Indo atau luar Indo? Aku Indo, aku lebih suka Indo ya. Tapi kalau dari perhatian lebih suka luar Indo. Fisiknya suka Indo, tapi dalamnya suka luar Indo dan pemikirannya. Bisa gak julung sekali? Gak mau. Kalau mau ngegit, git aja. Hai Victor. Betul. Ya, tapi kan yang pribumi juga banyak yang pintar. Bukan Chinese saja. Tapi secara fisik memang mereka suka yang tinggi kurus. Kalau sudah badanku ya Allah. Udah, aku off dulu ya. Kalau mau ngobrol-ngobrol, mau ngasih rezeki, ke DM aja, nanti aku balas. Selain itu aku nggak balas. Kak Gulali siapa lagi Kak Gulali? Tuh pegelnya aku duduk. Aku off dulu ya. Pegal sudah hubung aku. Bye guys.
That's all fine. However, not if they decide also to be on benefits. Now, there are something like 300,000 under 21s that are either now on job seekers allowance or universal credit, even though there are 700,000 vacancies in the UK, job vacancies right now. So I actually think that this is going to be a very bold statement, might make me very unpopular with my party, because there certainly isn't policy. But if you're living at home and your parents are subsidising you, you shouldn't get benefits. It just seems to me to be completely unfeasible.
There's some approval.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, so, OK. But here's my next unpopular thing, is it's rarely been such a good time to be a first-time buyer in Britain. Now, I say that as a property guy. No, seriously. There are, and were, last year, nearly 400,000 first-time buyers. Gentlemen in the front here, hate to pick on you, you're one of them, right? You bought a house very, very recently. You're how old?
26.
26. There you go. Average age of a first time buyer 34. Well done. Congratulations. Now, when it comes to buying properties, when you're as old as, let's say, someone like Christo or Barry, go back to the 1960s.
And they're about the same age. It's important that we recognise that, because they are about the same age.
They are roughly within 2 or 3 years of each other. In the 60s and 70s, when they bought their first properties, interest rates were higher, huge stamp duty obstacles and so on. Now, interest rates are much lower. There's been stamp duty holidays. Help to buy. You can still buy a property with a 5% deposit. So I'm sorry, as a property guy, I don't buy into
Not in London.
first-time buyers.
Quirk, have you been on the crack pipe with the Greens?
I've been out with Hannah. Out with Hannah, sorry.
You know what I mean? I'm sorry. But I think the real story here, actually, is that there are 1 million young people who are not in work, education or employment. And a quarter of those are because they are suffering from, like, anxiety or depression or something like that. That is actually the real story, and that's why they have to live at home and being subsidised by their parents. Now, the problem here is that this lady is very, very keen to say she agrees with me.
OK.
That's the story here, right?
OK.
And can I just say that? But nothing cures anxiety or depression or anything else more than working.
OK.
And so we are failing them by not preparing them.
Just quickly, we've sufficiently wound up enough people in this room now. There is a lady on the front row who has become suddenly desperate to say something. So go on,
I just want to say it's definitely harder now in society to get on the property ladder.
Absolutely.
You know, salaries are lower, property prices are higher, rents are high. Student loans. etc. All add up, and it's definitely the gap
much
is
harder.
Much harder.
I mean, can I just say one thing? My middle son, you know, wrote to 400 places to get a job. I'm sure you've had a similar experience because you do this on an automated system. 500 applications they make. Sometimes they never get a reply.
Gosh. Okay.
LinkedIn jobs, I don't think they even exist.
It's just that's a fantasy. Yeah.
Gosh.
But I think the other fantasy,
the
other fantasy, Christo, is that everybody's living off mum and dad.
Okay.
That's only if your mum and dad can afford to have you living off them. And lots of mum and dads out there are suffering as well.
If I don't... Yes. OK. All right. Now, look, if we don't get onto this, then I'm going to actually join the queue of people who've had to move back in with their parents while I've been sacked. So, coming up next, supermarkets are locking up their chocolate. A series of large, organised thefts by gangs has led to shops like Tesco's and Sainsbury's increasing their security, not just on chocolate, on things like butter, cheese, steak, everything. So we'll talk about this when we come back. All right.
I'm Michelle Dewberry. This is Jubes & Co with you.
Hello, everyone. Patrick Christie is here. GB News.
Britain's news channel.
Access the stories that matter to you. Take the GB News family with you on any device. And as long as you have an internet connection, tune in to GB News anywhere on the planet or beyond. GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
From the school run to the home run, watch a new show for all of Britain.
He can say whatever he wants.
A straight talking show where all voices are heard.
And, you know, when are we going to stop talking about smashing the gangs and actually do it?
With the stories that matter from every part of our country.
There's a bit of a crash landing there for your Chancellor.
Bold, fearless and standing up for you. That's me, Martin Daubney, 3 p.m. till 6 p.m, weekdays, here only on GB News. The People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Westminster's full of talk, but out here, it's the real world.
Am I allowed to talk then?
No, that's it. This is where it matters, real people and real lives. That's what politics is all about.
In fact, has Trump made a good start? No.
Straight answers, no spin, and just a couple of pints.
How many fingers have I got up?
About 10. So join me for Lee Anderson's Real World every Friday at 7 p.m, only on GB News. The People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Westminster, the ultimate clique. And you're fighting like rats in a sack. But here on the Camilla Tominey Show, we ask the questions the establishment media is too scared to ask. OK, let me ask you a straight question, because I know you're a straight-talking politician. Whether it's net zero, illegal immigration or law and order, nothing is off limits. You had the power then.
Yeah, as I
and
say,
now you've lost it. That's the Camilla Tominey Show, a politics show that's fearless. But no, let me finish my question if you don't mind, because it is my show. Sundays at 9:30, only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Decisions made in Washington aren't just shaping America, they're shaping Britain too. From migration to global security, from crime to health. Whatever happens in the White House today
will be felt in your town or city tomorrow.
That's why The Late Show is live from Washington, D.C.
Cutting through the politics to show you what it all means for Britain.
The Late Show live every night at midnight.
Only on GB News,
Britain's news channel.
No matter the state it's in, this is our nation. Join me, Jacob Rees-Mogg, for a genuine, honest discussion on where we have been, where we are going, and where we are with the people who set the direction. Tune in to State of the Nation every Monday to Thursday, 8 to 9 o'clock. Only on GB News.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Now, if you've been shopping recently, you might have noticed that it's becoming a bit difficult to actually buy the things you want, because supermarkets are locking up chocolate after a surge in thefts. It's been blamed on organised gangs and booming resale markets ahead of Easter. And it comes as shoplifting has more than doubled since 2021, with staggering 5 million shoplifting incidents last year, costing about £400 million in total. Managers say that thieves just have been walking in with these big bags, sweeping shelves themselves clean. So now chocolate sits behind security screens, and I think we can see some of it on your screens there now. A £3.85 Lindt bar is now in an anti-theft box. In 2026, in Britain, you can browse the wine quite freely, but for the humble sweet or, afternoon pick-me-up or whatever, you need a member of staff with keys to come and get it. In fact, my producer went out earlier on, and bless her, she's trying to get hold of the chocolate. She couldn't get any. She's been starving. She's been starving ever since. But it's not just this butter, cheese, everything. Christo.
I mean, I didn't like the expression you used earlier, like fishing in a chocolate prison. I mean, I didn't. I thought that was a very, very horrible way of putting things, Patrick, because it was. I don't like this. I hate the idea. What were you laughing about?
Just carry on.
We know why we're laughing.
I don't know why you're laughing. I don't like the idea of fishing in a chocolate box. I think that, on a serious note, bollards. That is what this is. I've said bollards before, and I'll say it again. This is bollards. This is, we don't solve the problem. We put up bollards to stop terrorists, because we don't solve the problem. We don't stop shoplifters. No. We put things behind screens. We don't stop terrorists driving into people. No. We put bollards everywhere. Soon, we'll all have to wear chastity belts so we don't get sexually assaulted. I'll have to wrap myself in bubble wrap so I don't get punched on a night out, because we don't solve the problem of the crime.
I thought you wrapped yourself in bubble wrap quite frequently.
That's a different show, Barry.
It is. We've all seen the video, though. There's a lady here who would like to make a point.
Is there any chance
Stand up.
Oh, sorry. Is there any chance I can go back to the other question before I talk about chocolate?
Not really, because we're on this now.
That's
Sorry.
Fine, that's
Thank
fine.
you, though.
Yeah, all I'm saying is the whole reason for it is chocolate has gone from that to that.
Oh, so chocolate's got smaller.
Smaller, and it's very, very expensive. It's like buying a bottle of wine now. It's like anything. So that's the reason why they're having to put it behind.
Well, it's because they'd rather a small chocolate box than a bigger chocolate box.
Well,
That's
the fact of the matter is that shoplifters thieve, let's use the right word, shoplifters thieve to order. And specifically, what is happening with chocolate now is Easter is on the way, and all these thieves are stealing chocolate because they intend flogging it to people who want Easter gifts.
But it's so annoying, though. You go in, and you do your shop, and then by the time you've had to call someone over to take the steak out of a plastic prison, the chocolate out of a plastic prison, cheese out of a metal cage, and then eventually you can leave.
They did the same with fillet steaks just before Christmas. Look, you used to go into Marks and Spencer's and they would just clear the whole shelf.
The reality is that it became almost, you could go in with impunity and take 200 quid's worth of stuff. And the reason for that was they changed the law in 2014. And that change in the law meant that... She's telling us to wrap up now.
We are. But basically it made it easier for people to steal things.
But the Labour Party introduced legislation which Reform has voted against.
Talk about everything
to sort
that went
that
wrong
out.
in Gorton.
Expect warm spells with the odd rude interruption. Box Boilers sponsors the weather on GB News.
Good evening. Welcome to your latest GB News weather update brought to you from the Met Office. It's been a bit of a miserable day for some of us, but there is more sunshine on the way for the start of the weekend. It does look to turn wet and windy once again on Sunday. However, for the rest of this evening, though, this area of low pressure pushes into eastern areas of the UK, bringing with it more cloud and rain. Behind it, though, it will turn much clearer through this evening with clear skies for much of Northern Ireland, much of northern Scotland, and it does turn somewhat drier across elsewhere in Scotland, some areas of northern England too. But for most of us, a risk of rain overnight, some of this quite heavy. And with all that cloud and rain around, it's going to be a mild night.